Hello and welcome to today's video. And we're going to be looking today at English idioms about birds. Many idioms refer to birds and the things they do, but ESL students often don't know the names of English birds. And this makes these idioms extra difficult. But if you use them, it also makes the listener think that you really know English very well. Birds, of course, are famous for waking up early. So the first one is up with the lark. Larks are small birds which fly very high, so that you don't often see them. But in summer you can often hear their song. Up with the lark is getting up out of bed very early. So for example, the mother says, "You're up with the lark this morning," to her son, who usually stays in bed late. Happy as a lark. Because you can often hear larks singing all day, they are thought to be happy. So, for example, Nomupo was happy as a lark after her mother made her a new blue dress. To sing like a lark follows the same idea, often used for someone who is a good singer. So, for example, Nomupo can sing like a lark. You should hear it. A night owl. This is the opposite of a lark. The owl is a bird that comes out at night. Someone who always stays up late or who is at their best at night is called a night owl. So, for example, Tutu was a night owl. He often stayed up until 2 a.m. to study. As wise as an owl. For some reason that I don't understand, owls are thought to be very wise. You can also describe someone as a wise owl. This would often be an older person with a reputation for thinking more clearly than other people. So, for example, Noah in the Bible was a wise owl. He saw that the rains were coming long before anyone else. Eyes like a hawk. Hawks are birds of prey, P-R-E-Y, not P-R-A-Y. This means they eat other creatures, meat, unlike most birds which eat things like seeds. The word prey means the creature they are hunting. And as you can see in the picture, they have very sharp beaks. Hawks fly high in the sky and suddenly fly down very fast and pick up a small creature like a mouse in their sharp claws. To do this, they need very good eyesight. If you say someone has eyes like a hawk, it means they can see very well, but especially that they never miss seeing everything that is happening. So, for example, Sotutu's grandmother had eyes like a hawk. She would always catch him when he was trying to leave the house without anyone seeing him. Next one, birds of a feather flock together. Clearly, feather and together rhyme, and that makes this idiom easy to remember. Birds of a feather means birds who have the same kind and pattern of feathers, which is called plumage, P-L-U-M-A-G-E in English. A flock of birds is a big group of birds all flying together. Some kinds of birds do this a lot, and others are more solitary. The idea of the saying is that if birds or people have a similar look or attitudes, they will tend to do the same things. So, example, the teacher says, "I see that Tutu followed P down to the river to go fishing." And the other teacher that she's speaking to says, "Yes, birds of a feather flock together." And this would often be shortened to, "Yes, they're birds of a feather." Next one, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. The idea here is that something you already have, the bird in the hand, is better than two opportunities to get something, the two birds in the bush. You're sure about the bird you already have. There is the possibility that you can get two more birds if you catch both of the two in the bush, so you have two opportunities to improve your situation. But you could also lose the one you've got and not capture either of the others. So the opportunities might come to nothing, and you might be in a worse situation with no birds at all. So this is saying, be careful. Don't try things that are too risky. And like many idioms in all languages, there are also ones that give almost the opposite meaning. The phrase go for it encourages you to take a risk. There is another saying, nothing ventured, nothing gained, which also encourages you to take risks. The word venture means risked. So meaning is if you don't risk anything, you won't improve your situation. So for example, so Tutu says, I'm thinking of leaving my job in Mesot and trying to get a job in Bangkok with better pay. And so P says, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, meaning maybe it's a bit risky. Next one, it's for the birds. This means don't take it too seriously. Often about information we are given that sounds a bit unlikely to be true. The idea is that birds are carefree as they fly around all day. They don't have many worries and they don't have to take things too seriously. So, for example, just concentrate on the main message. Anything else is for the birds. The early bird catches the worm, or sometimes gets the worm. You may have seen this one before. Many birds love to eat worms, but there are often not enough worms for every bird to get one. So the early bird gets the worm, but the late bird doesn't. So the teacher says, you'd better hurry if you want some mango with your lunch, because there's not enough for everyone. And the early bird catches the worm. This is similar to the idiom first come, first served, which also means if you're late, you might not get something. And the last one, to eat like a bird. Birds have very small stomachs compared with humans and don't eat much. So eating like a bird means eating very little. But it also means being very picky about what you eat. For example, slowly going through the food on your plate, choosing this nut but leaving that one. So, for example, so Tutu's girlfriend is not well. No wonder she is so thin. She eats like a bird. And this is the end, my friend. See you next time.